So it took me 3 years to realize that marketing and sales is actually simple. It took me 3 years of running an online business to finally understand how simple it was. And I've wasted countless freaking days and hours just binging YouTube videos, trying to figure out new strategies and new techniques to grow my business and thinking that that was somewhat productive, right? I hear everybody talking about complex funnels, new ad strategies, and new secret ways to grow your business. And at the end of the day, dude, marketing and sales for your company is actually very, very simple. And I have this quote here from Richard Branson, who's a billionaire. And he says, complexity is your enemy. Any fool can make something complicated. It's hard to make something simple. And so if all I can do in this video is show you how simple marketing and sales is, hopefully you'll have more clarity and not need to keep watching, BS YouTube videos and learning new systems and funnels, right? And so what I realized after all this time of like endlessly searching for new funnels and ways to grow my business is marketing and sales, and I'm just going to write M&S. It comes down to three components. And I first learned this from Dan Henry, who's a marketer that's done over $30 million in sales. But once I understood this, it all made freaking sense to me. Okay, and I'll give you a real world example of how I did this in my first marketing agency. Okay, so there's three components. Component number one is get the right attention. The first thing you need to do on the marketing side is get the right attention. And notice I wrote right in red because if you get the wrong attention, your business isn't going to grow. There's plenty of people with millions of followers and subscribers all over the internet that don't make much money at all. And that's because they're getting simply the wrong attention. So you have to clarify, what is the right attention? Well, the right attention is from somebody who has money. The right attention is from somebody who has a problem. Okay, and if you just boil it down to these two things, you'll be doing pretty good. You have to get the attention from people that have money and that have a problem that you specifically can solve because you've either solved it for yourself or you solved it for a client or somebody else, right? So to get the right attention, you have to target people that have money and that have an actual problem. And then the next biggest thing that I realized on getting the right attention is you just need to pick one channel. The number one thing I've learned after 3 years of marketing online is that everything works. Cold calling works, cold DMing works, paid ads work, creating content works, and it doesn't matter what you do, you just have to pick one and stick with it. And if I knew what I knew now, like knowing what I know now, if I were to go 3 years back, what would I have done as my one channel? I would have picked content because it compounds on itself and it's the highest leverage thing that you can do. Naval Ravikant talks about that a lot. The power in leveraging media. Okay. I would put all of my, all of my, my eggs in the basket of creating content, because over time you have something that compounds and that can grow, passively, not coupled to your time, unlike ads where it's $1 in, X amount out, unlike outreach where it's X amount of time in, Y amount of result out, right? I'm not saying those are bad, but I'm just saying, even Iman Gadzhi, he's talked about this, dude. If he were restarting and trying to build $1 million thing, he would put all of his focus into content and then use ads or outreach or other direct response marketing techniques as just adding fuel to the fire of your content, right? The content's the foundation to everything. And so if you look back at what I did, I'll actually draw a line right here. The one channel I picked when I started my marketing agency was cold DMs. So I got really good at sending outreach in order to get the right people's attention. And the right people for me were real estate agents, so realtors that had money and they had a problem. And what was the problem? Well, the problem I was solving was helping realtors that were dealing with garbage leads that came in from Facebook ads. And I would offer a better solution that actually focused on getting high quality leads for the real estate agents to grow their business. Okay. So you have to get the right attention. You pick one thing and pour all of your freaking time and attention into that one thing. Now, what's the second thing? Because these all tie in together, okay? The second component is you need to say the right things. You have to say the right things to these people, right? You got the attention from these people in whatever form of acquisition that is. The next stage is to say the right things to them. How do you say the right things? You need to dig into their pain points. And you need to sell a North Star. The North Star is also known as the dream outcome, right? So when you're talking to these people, an example, again, with my agency over here, when I'm talking to realtors and they have this problem of dealing with low quality leads, wasting all this money on paying Zillow for leads or paying marketing agencies that don't work for leads, once I got their attention with cold DMs right here, the next stage leading to number 2 was to say the right things to them. How do I say the right things? I made one single presentation. So I made one single sales presentation, otherwise known as a video sales letter, right? I made one VSL. And in that VSL, I hit on their main pain points, and their main pain points being shitty leads, right? You know, burning money on agencies, on different things like that, and having just inconsistent deal flow. And so if I just talk about these pain points, and I remember I heard a definition of marketing, which is if you can show your prospects and these right people that you know their problem better than they do themselves, they're going to buy. And so on this presentation, I really, really dug into the point that I know they're dealing with shitty leads. I know what shitty leads feels like because I dealt with them myself. I know what it's like to burn money on advertising agencies and paid leads that don't work. And I know what it's like to have inconsistent deal flow and go to bed at night not knowing where that next piece of revenue and what's going to keep the lights on, where it's going to come from. And so if you could dig into these pain points, which is the first part right here, and then sell them the North Star, and the North Star for me was telling them that they could be able to get, you know, replace their deal flow and like make it consistent deal flow with just 10 to 20 leads a month. And so I came into the market with something extremely different where everybody was saying, hey, we're going to get you 1,000 leads. And we're saying the North Star being, hey, dude, you don't have to spend all day talking to leads. If we can just get you 10 to 20 highly qualified leads that are looking to buy or sell a home and are seriously in market, they have the money, they have the problem of not having a good realtor, then we'd be able to get you this result, which is to replace your deal flow, get consistent 1, 2, 3 deals a month, depending on your ad spend. And so I made this one presentation where I said the right things by digging into their pain points and selling them a North Star with a clear, by the way, this is so important. When you're selling your dream outcome, it needs to be clear and simple. So I had a clear and simple process for them to follow in order to get to this place where they could replace their deal flow, get consistent deals with just a couple amount of leads. So you saw how, number 1, I got the right attention. Number 2, I said the right things in my one sales presentation. And then number 3, which is right here, is I made the right offer. I made the right offer. Now, what consists of a right offer? Number 1, it actually sells the payoff / outcome. So this is extremely important. Most people that can't sell a high ticket offer, it's because they're not actually selling an outcome or the North Star or the desired situation that they want to get to. If I were just sitting here trying to sell them Facebook ads, they would never pay me $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 ever in their freaking life. And so number 1 part of making the right offer is having the right outcome that is a result of them buying into this offer. It creates a, like you could call it a 2.0 version of them. So if you can get your prospects to imagine a new version of themselves, where in this case, they're waking up and not having to talk to cold leads for 4 or 5 hours a day. They can go attend their kid's soccer game and then just make a couple calls to a few qualified leads and then have enough money because of this consistent deal flow that they're able to take their kids to Disney, right? It depends on your market and who you're serving. I'm serving realtors that have children, they want freedom. And so I knew exactly how to make the right offer by really leaning in to the payoff and outcome of the offer. You also want to make the offer, again, very important, clear and simple. If it's too complicated, if it's too much work on their end that they see, they're not going to do it. And so if I could give them a clear process where you break it down step by step, but keep it vague, keep it simple, keep them curious, right? So when I'm explaining, like, I can't just tell them, hey, you're going to live a life where you wake up, you call 10 to 20 leads, and you get 4 deals a month. They want to know a little bit more. So you don't break down your process exactly how it works and all the intricate details where you're going to be in your CRM, you're going to be managing all this. No. All that's going to happen is we're going to launch one simple ad, and then you're going to have one place where you could follow our scripts and follow our exact process to turn those leads into highly qualified appointments. And so if you can make the actual process to get that payoff, outcome, and North Star simple, they're going to want to do it. And the last component of the right offer is showing them that you can actually do it. Now, a lot of people show that they could actually do it by using a guarantee, but we're in an era of online business where guarantees are not as powerful as actual proof. So if you have proof and case studies that you've done the thing that you're selling, the outcome, you've achieved it, or that a client has achieved it, you use that to show them that you could actually do the thing. Because there's only 3 reasons why people will never buy from you, okay? Number 1 is external. And by the way, you could basically fit these into 2 reasons, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking. These are the 3 reasons why people won't buy. Number 1 is external. External meaning they believe that it's you. Like, the reason they're not going to do it is because of you / your program / your service. They believe that you are not the person that could actually get them this result. They believe your program or service is not the best way for them to get this result. So you solve the external by, again, showing them proof that you've done it and that it works and it's the best thing. And you also show them that it's the best way to do it by getting clear on the pain points and showing them how they're not going to have to deal with the pain points to get that result. So number 1 reason why people might not buy is they don't believe in you or your program or service. The next reason, which is something a lot of people don't realize, is internal. People don't believe in themselves. People don't believe they can do the work to get the result. People don't believe they're worthy of the outcome that you're selling. These are internal limiting beliefs that you need to pre-handle in your actual sales presentation, if you want to use that, where you say the right things, right? And the last reason is funds. That's what I see in my, like, if you had to sum it up, like, these are the main reasons why you might get on a call and somebody might not buy. They don't believe in you, they don't believe in themselves, or they don't believe they have the funds to get started. And there's different ways to tackle this with payment plans, financing partners, and showing them, very important, I'll give you a golden nugget right here, showing them that working with you is an investment, not a bill. I want you to remember that. If you can show your prospects that them paying you thousands of dollars is an investment. What's an investment? An investment's putting your money, your capital somewhere to make more money out of it. If you can show them that this is an investment, it's not another bill that they have to pay. It's not a liability. It's not something that leaves their bank account and that's it. It's gone forever. Nobody likes paying bills. Nobody likes paying for things. People love investing into things, right? And I'll give you that little key takeaway. Now, this is the entire video, right? If you can simply get the right attention, if you can say the right things and make the right offer, the following components that I would use in terms of having leverage in your business, because I studied Naval Ravikant a lot and he always talks about leverage, is I would pick content as the main channel to get the right attention, specifically YouTube, because it attracts the highest quality leads. I would create one sales presentation on YouTube itself, where you could show people the pain points, show people the North Star, drill into all of this stuff. And then I'd offer a free call where you can make the right offer to them. If you could do those things, and if you want to learn how I make 30 grand a month in profit in a couple hours a day, at a 95% profit margin with a lean, simple, fun business, you can check out the first link in the description. If you want to hop on a call with me and solve this problem because you're busy doing complex things like making websites, complex funnels, running a bunch of ads and all that stuff, you could also book a call with me. But regardless, I'm going to get back to my deep work, and I appreciate you watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you real soon.